So I'm showing you that how to do the git commit and push and share me the. So those who are new to Git, they can watch this part. You have to go to gitlab.com and you have to sign in the GitLab, and maybe you create a new project if you have not done so, and you name it anything. Maybe you can say my React work or something like that. Whatever you want, you can create your project. Make it private. Don't allow anyone to use it. Or if you want to make it public, you can do it public. But if you're working for yourself, just make it private and just create the project. So you will get a lot of configuration here on this page. Now, if you have the React, if you have done something in the React, you will use this part. Some people, they don't have any work there and they can start with this one, that directory is empty. You can start with this part. But if you already done some work in the React, so best one is you have to use this part. So now I'll show you how I will be doing it this part. Okay, let me create one second. Let me create a folder, new folder, and I'll use this part in the folder. One second, let me open the folder one. I'm not able to see the video, so maybe you log in again to see because video is running, and I don't think few people also told me they are able to see it, so you may need to re-log in. So let's say I just created a folder remove. I'll create a new folder also where I will be putting all my stuff. So let's say this is my React folder, complete React work, something like that, whatever you want to do, name it. So assume that you have to link this Git one to this folder, and I have few files already there. For example, I'll create a new file, readme.txt, or you may be having the React project also, you may be having the path server also, you may be having different folders here. Just now I created only the readme file, and I'll just make this directory pointing to this one. Okay, I'll just mark, I want this one to point to my React one. Here I may have React folder, path server, and many other folders also there. So this complete React work should be attaching to this, should be linking to this project which I have in the Git. So I'll open this in the terminal, command line prompt. So I can open in Visual Studio Code, or I can use any terminal. So here is something I have command line. Now I'll go to the instructions, cd to existing folder. I am already in the existing folder. Now you have to do git init. So it's saying initialize the git empty git repository. So I did git init, and then it's saying use this one, git remote add origin. I'll put this command, and then I'll go to the next one, git add dot. So dot means it will add all the files which are currently in my project folder, and then I do initial commit. So it's saying one file changed. What was the file one? Readme.txt. So commit makes this readme.txt committed to the Git repository. Now I have to push it. So I'll use this push one to the origin master. Once I push this origin master, you will see. So when I do git commit, it is only locally committed. It is not gone to the server. This is the server. But when I say git push origin master, it is actually going to this my project one. So when I go to project overview now, you will see my file is committed. This is the file which I committed it. Many of the people, they say they have the Git repository, but I don't see any file there. So how can I see what is the problem in your code? You have to push the changes to the Git repository so that I can see the changes. Now let's say if I want to add more files or edit something. So let's say I do some work. You will see .git is created when I do git initialize. But let's say if I want to edit this file. So I edit this file, or I add also a new file. Maybe I can say help.txt. I'll put something in this file. Now, when I do the git status, you will see this file is modified. Which file is modified? Readme.txt. And which file is new one? Git help.txt is the new one. So if I want to add this file, if I want to commit this file also, first I want to add using this command git add this file. So I will say git add dot. When I say dot, all the files which are not added will be added in my git queue. Now if I do git status, I will see these two files are there which are ready to be committed. Before committing, I want to see what changes I did in the readme.txt. So I will say git diff readme.txt. So I can see whether no, git diff is not doing git. So I want to first see what are the changes in the readme.txt. Okay, so I check that command. But let's first see the commit. How to commit it, then I'll show you that also, how to see the changes also in the diff. Actually does with the two file. If I have two file, it should show me. Let me check. Okay, that I'll tell you in the later in a bit. Okay, so now what I want to do, I have this new file and I have this modified file. Let me commit it again. Okay, I'll show you how to see the changes also. So let me commit it first. So I will do git commit. Now I can manually add each file in the commit so that each file can be committed separately like this. So first I have to do some message, git commit -m, some message which you want to share, and you can put each file like this, help.txt and space readme.txt. But let's say there are a lot of files there, so putting this in the line will be little bit difficult. So we can put all at one time. So to put all at one time, I will use -am, and here I will put some message, my second commit. Okay, whenever you do changes, you have to do git add again if you have new file, and then you have to do git commit minus am. Minus a means all the files will come. M means message. This is the message which you want to commit it. And you have to press enter. Okay, and then just do git push. When you do this git commit, it is only locally committed. You have to use git push to go to the server. So I will do git push and I'll press enter. Okay, it's not going. 1 second. Git push. Okay, now if I refresh the server, okay, so now if I refresh the server, you will see I have help file also and readme file also. Okay, let me show you one more method of doing the same thing. So if you have Windows, I can install the Git tutorials. This is the tutorials, Git tutorials, and I can commit it here from here only, or I will get the options here to commit it. Sometime I get option here, sometime I get option here. So you have to search wherever you have the option. So I can commit it here directly. Once I click commit, you will see this window. And in this window, right now it's saying no files to change. Let's add one more file. So let me show you how to do through this tutorials Git. And I'll create a new file. Maybe I can say view.txt. So I will put some content in the view.txt, and I will also change the readme file. And then I'll go to my folder structure in the Windows, and I'll go to the top level. I'll right click it, and I'll click the commit. So even if I have new file, I just click the commit here in this one, and I will be able to see which new file is there. So now you will see this readme file is changed, and if I double click, it will show me what changes are there. So it's saying that previously it was readme is changed. Now it is changed to readme is changed again. So this is the change which will happen in this file. So if I'm satisfied with this, then I'll also see this is the new file I added. I'll check this also. And I'll say here message. I'll put some message here. View file is added. Anything you want to put. And then I'll say commit. So here we don't use git add. We'll just check it. And new file will be added automatically. And whatever file is changed, we can see the changes here by double clicking it and seeing the changes in the file. And I'll click commit. Okay, once I click commit, I will get this screen. I can then push it. If you don't push it, it will be only in your local Windows machine. It will not go to the server. So you have to push it. And once I click push, I'll get this screen. I'll just click OK. After this OK, if I refresh the page, you will see all the files, 3 files are there in the Git repository. So either you use command line or you can use Git tutorial. Git tutorial is only for Windows, not for Mac or Linux. So you can use that also. And if you're in Mac and Linux, you can use command line to update the server. And once you're done with it, you need to give me this URL, which is in the top. But before giving this URL, you have to give me the access. So to give the access, I'll go to the members area and I will invite the name. So my name is, I can invite anyone. I can put it name. My name is, my user ID is Manish Khanchandani, so you can put that one. Otherwise, whoever you want to give access, you can give that. And you have to give the role permission. So give developer permission or maintainer permission. Otherwise, these two won't be able to see all the stuff. So just give the developer permission and invite. Okay, so I can invite it. This way, I can access your repository and then I can see what are the problems in your code. Without giving me this Git URL, I won't be able to see your changes and I won't be able to help you. Okay, another thing which I have seen is people they create a file, for example, they do some changes. So like this, I did this change, but then they test it without saving it. You know, if you don't save it, you only do the changes, then you won't be able to see the result on the page. You have to press Ctrl S to save it. Okay, my editor is auto saving in few seconds, but if that setting is not there in your Visual Studio, then you will get file unsaved. So before testing, either you do save all or you press Ctrl S manually to do that. And if you see my code is always automatically adjusting the format. You know, even if I say like this, if I do like this, but when I save, it automatically adjusts the code on the page. This is because I have extension installed. In the extension, I have installed lot of extensions are there, but for this one, I have installed okay. I'll tell you how to save automatically. I think first let me show you for formatting. I use the extension. It's called the Prettier. This extension has to format the code automatically. So, and if we go to settings, here I'll say okay. So if I see, I just put the save and it's saying files auto save. So here I can say off. Maybe many people have off, so auto save is off. After delay means after few seconds it automatically save it. You can put anything. I have just after delay in the file auto save. And in the Prettier, I have format on save. So whenever I click Ctrl S, my file is automatically formatted according to the Prettier code formatter. Okay, so these are the few things. I have few more, you can check this. You know, I have one more thing here to show you. Maybe I can write Prettier. So generally Prettier works automatically when you install it, but I have this Prettier file here which I committed also, this one Prettier RC, and it's saying require Prettier configuration file to format. So it's asking the file, I mark this check, so it will always need this Prettier file, and if this file is not there, it will not auto save. But I have seen when you install this Prettier extension, it will automatically work without this file unless you check this one. Since I want to do some custom stuff, I put this file. Otherwise, default is also good. So here are few more options whether to add semicolon at the end of every line. So if you don't have semicolon, it will automatically add it. If you have double quote, it will change to single quote. Tab width is 2, it automatically makes tab width 2. So these are the configuration which you can play with and see which one you like best. Okay, so this one is what next? Okay, now many people are creating space in the folder name. So if you see, all my folder name are without any space. I have seen many people who give me the problem. They have the space. So for example, in the Node.js, they put node space JS. So never try to put the space in the folder name. It may work correctly in the current project, but it may break many times. So never try to put space in the folder name. You can put anything small capital letter, but don't put space anywhere in your folder structure. If you see in my folder structure, even in the whole folder structure, this volume is created by the Windows, but whatever I have created is always without space. So never try to create a space in the folder names. Okay. Let's move further now. So we did git push and commit. On that day, so if you have any questions on the git commit and push. Okay, so if you have any question, you can ask in the channel or you can ask me whenever we are in the class. You can ask me. Generally avoid sending message privately. Just put it in the group chat so that if I'm not available, someone may help you who knows about that question. So if you give me question personally, then if I'm busy or I'm just doing something, someone other person may help you if he knows the answer. Okay, so don't ping me privately. Just put it in the group and someone will help you. If you want to share your repo also, you can share your repo in the group also, or that you can do privately also. But I will not see your issues or bug unless you create the Git and share me the Git URL. Because once I see your code, I can immediately figure out what problem you have in your code and I can suggest you. But if you send me zip file, I have to do extra effort to unzip it, do stuff, and I don't want to do that. Okay, that's all about this task. And someone asked me about one question of date, I think. Okay, so let's see what he asked. I don't want to answer that now, but someone asked me that question. Let me see what all the question is. Okay. Yeah, this one. So the question is, when we do code var date equal to new date and some date is there, what can go wrong? Okay, so this looks like some interview question he is trying to give it. And I personally suggest that if you have something for your interview, just do it yourself. Don't try to take help of me or any other person, because it is your task. You have to figure out what things can go wrong. If I will answer all your questions on your basis, then that doesn't make sense. You have to figure out yourself what is the problem with that one. So generally, this question you can Google it and you can answer that one. And if you are not getting answer in Google, that means this question is something incorrect, or the questioner is not very knowledgeable. He just put the question without any reference, without any context. What can go wrong? If building falls, what can go wrong? Many things can go wrong. What is the context? Context is not mentioned. But this statement is perfectly normal. So what context is, hey, interview is asking or the person asking, we don't know. So the person who has created this interview question or question which he is asking is not actually the correct one. He has to give more context on what context he is trying to see the problem. Okay, because if I write import React from React, what problem it can occur? Nothing, because it is import. But if you give me the context, it makes more sense to give the answer. So always there should be context what you are trying to ask it. Maybe that person who is asking this question, he himself is a new one and he don't want to mention the context. So always there should be context what you are asking it. Or you should give some wrong answer, wrong question. This is perfectly normal line of code. So we don't know whether he is expecting error in the server side, he is expecting server on the client side. What he is expecting is not mentioned. So it is very difficult to answer that without any context. But one thing I figure out if this, in this statement is that there is no timestamp. So if I save this time on the server, and person watching it in Australia or any other country may not be able to see the correct date. So this problem which I can see with this code, but whether the questioner is expecting the server side problem or client side problem is not mentioned. So I cannot answer it correctly. Okay, that's all about and that's all about this general instructions. Let's work today something. Okay, so from today onward, the time will be 8:30 to 9:30 IST because uh, time is changed in the California. Okay, let's see the on that day we saw something about the closures. One second. Okay, so uh, we have completed the closure, but there is still one problem remaining, which I want to tell you about closure. There are many more closure problems which we'll see in future, but especially one problem which I want to discuss today is based on the closure, and that problem is like this. I have to create a function. Now I have to create a function add, where if I pass one parameter, okay, where I pass one parameter and then execute it, So this is something when I pass one only, it should return me one. But when I pass two parameter, one and two in the second round bracket, it should add 1 plus 2 and give me the result of 3. Same thing, I can go this to infinite number 2 and then 3 like this. I have to go to infinite number. So now it will be 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6. So it should be 6. Something we have to build a function add which will do this kind of stuff. Yes, the class will be every day from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Okay. Okay, so something like that we have to build this function like this one. So now we will use the closure to work this problem, and I will create the problem like this. So I'll create a function add. So initially it will take only one parameter, that is x. It will take one parameter x, And there are a lot of fixes we can do, but this is the simplest thing which we can. So this x can be the one, which is the one which we have, right? This is the one which we are passing here, and we will create a local variable inside this. Maybe I can say var sum equal to x. So initially the sum has the value of x. Okay, sum has the value of x. So 1 is passed. So 1 is assigned to the sum. Now, since I have to execute this, since I have 1 here, but I have to execute this. Execute this means I have to return a function so that when I pass 1 and I execute it, that means return of this function should be the function. This function. Okay, so now I'll say return a function. So this function will be the next part, this part. So this function, I can name it as, for example, result function. Okay, I'll name this function as a result function. And this function will take another parameter y, which is, in this case, it is empty. In this case, second one is 2. And then it is empty again. So let's consider the first case only. I have 1, which is this x. Then I create a sum because I have to add all. I need some variable where I can add it. So I created the sum, and then since I am expecting this execution, that means the return should be the function, so that when I run this one, I can execute it with this function. This is the closure function which we are bringing outside. Here I will check if y is present. Okay, if y is present, then I can say if y is present, that means if y is present, that means I have 2 number present. That means I have to again do something to return this function. But if y is not present, as in this case, I have to return 1. So here I'll say else. So if y is not present, that means I'm in the last part and I have to result the sum. So if I'm on the last part, I'll return the sum. Okay. What happened? Okay, so let's try this one. Only the first case. If I don't have y, that means I should return the sum. Okay, some error, context, some error. Okay, by mistake semicolon came here. Let me copy this function again. Okay. Now if I create add of 1 and I'm sending y as empty, if y is empty, I'm returning the sum, which is 1. So ultimately it is coming only 1. Okay. Now let's copy this one. Now if y is present, that means 2 is there. So I have to again return some function so that it can be executed again next time. So if y is present, I will say sum equal to sum plus y. So I have to add 1 and 2. Okay, hold on for 1 second. Okay, so what happened here? when I have 2 present here, that means y is 2. At that time, I have to update my sum variable with a sum and the y which is taken. So if it is in this case, I will add 1 plus 2, that will become 3, and I have to return some function so that it can be executed again. So I will return, here in this case, I will return the result function, that is this one. So what happened? If y is present, that is 2 is present, I will update the sum and I'll return the result. So again, this function will be assigned to this part, which can be executed again. And if I execute again, it will check if y is present. And in this case, y is not present. So it will go in the else case and it will return the sum. But if y is present, that will be this case, 3. Then it will update the sum again and it will return the function. And then again it will return a function, and in the last case it will check if value is there, no. If value is not there, it will return the sum. So I created this function. Now I'll try add 1 and 2 and I execute it, it will give me 3. And if I put 3, it give me 6. And I can go infinite loop to make it work. So with only simple function, that is this closure function, I was able to create an infinite loop based on my condition, and I can add as many items as I want. This is the most favorite question of the interviewer in many of the interviews. And one of the company who asked this question is PayPal. So just many, I'll also mention the name of the company who generally ask these questions, so that you should know what question such people ask. So if you go in the PayPal, they always ask the question based on the closures, and this is one of the favorite questions they ask. Okay, 1 second. Let me put in our JavaScript file. Okay, let me add new file, some all.js. So this is I will commit this file. You can take it whenever you like it, practice it. Okay, so just remember, we add one variable, and since this is a closure function, it has access of this variable also, and it has access of this variable also. So initially, it puts first number in the sum, and second time, if value is there, it will update the sum and return this function. And if value is not there, that means it is the last part, so it will return the sum. So that is how we play with this one, closure. Now let's go to the React part. So we are doing a lot of projects here. We are right now on the project 5, and we'll be doing a lot of more projects here. And it is suggested that you should do this project as quickly as possible, because once it will reach 100, 200 problems, then if you have not done it, it will be very difficult for you to do it in future. Let me I will not add more project now today, because I have a few minutes only left. I have to go somewhere. So I will just revise this add function, and I want you to help me in creating the new add function. So for now, I will create a new file, which I will remove. I will remove this file. Just I am putting to show you how to add, how to do add again. I'll just do it in a different way. I'll explain it again. This add 2, I'll explain it. Now, I want you to help me how to write the add function. So the first question is, what should I write? I have to start the add function. What should I write here? I want people to do it and help me. You can type or you can speak. Now, what will be the first statement which I will write down?
RFC.
Okay, RFCE to automatically populate.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is automatically we are populating this one. What it does, it will import the React statement and it will do. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so I got a call. I had to go urgently today now. So maybe we'll continue this tomorrow, and I'll repeat the add function tomorrow. So if you have any questions, you can ping me in the group, or we'll do tomorrow. Okay.